hold more weight than a levy. They're top down and Joe burning in the Chevy. With toe blocks and ain't afraid to pop. We're Orange County and kill walk in mine. We hold more weight than a levy. They're top down and Joe burning in the Chevy. With toe blocks and ain't afraid to pop. We're Orange County and kill walk in mine.
All right, Dave. Tell me a little bit about your photography. I've seen your work. He's got good work, y'all. He's got excellent pictures. Tell us a little bit about your photography aspect and your expertise in your photographs.
Well, I've been shooting photography since I was about 8. Put it down for a few years, just busy with other things, and kind of lost interest in the market. And then about 3 or 4 years ago, I really started picking it back up again. Started realizing how much I really enjoyed still life and pulling out people's personalities and places' personalities in an image. You know, what it makes you feel to look at it at a still footage. So we started shooting photography professionally again, and offering services for basic portrait photography. We try and avoid weddings, but we do have people who will shoot weddings for you.
Okay.
It's not our aspect of the business. We do a lot more fine art, architecture, landscape, and promotional advertising photography.
Okay. So now, what do you use? What kind of camera you use?
I've got a Nikon D40X that I use mostly, but depending on the project, we've got the D300.
Okay.
And we have access to other cameras, other lenses, flashes. We don't personally have studio space. A lot of what we do is on location work.
Okay.
I find that it's easier to get someone's personality into a photo if you put them in a space that isn't sterile.
Okay.
The studio is great, and we have the studio space that we can use if that's what you want.
Okay.
But a lot of what we do is on location where you are.
Now, what will it take, especially since labels want money? They got 360 deals that's shooting out the rocket now, which means that now they're getting a little bit more of your money. True artists, true people that wants to keep the music pure. How can you revolutionize and bring that back to the forefront? And see, that's the question, I guess.
Well, I think at this point, what's going to revolutionize and revitalize the market and the industry is project studios not producing whatever pays the bills.
Gotcha.
You know, yes, obviously everyone's going to have to do that at some time.
Yeah.
But, if you've got your studio at home or in a small office or whatever, if you got this and you're just doing any Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes along who thinks he can sing just to pay your bills, great, but you're just contributing to the market. So
watered down market.
You've got to say, look, I don't want this. Yeah, you sound great. Your music might be great.
Right.
But there's nothing to this, So I think really it's going to take the artists and the project studios, because that's a lot of where music is coming out of now.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, there's still the big labels, but a lot of the hip hop artists are doing things out of their own place now. They're creating their own labels because it's cheaper to do.
Exactly.
But
so you hear this right? No, I'm sorry. I'm just letting these folks. I'm letting these folks
it's cheaper
know.
To do.
You ought to hear this, and this is from a guy who. He's worked out of project studios. He's worked out of full service studios. So he would be, I would trust of what he is saying. And it's not to say that you young producers can't do it, but transfer that music to a full service studio so that you can get the full range sound and get the most out of your sound. I think that's what is being said. And I know that Dave, and I'm not speaking for him, but I think that's what he's trying to say is don't realize that what you have in that little project studio that you have that's on that software is going to get you the sound that you really, really, really could potentially hear. So
no, and it won't. But at the same time, if you say, you've got to basically be the record executive and say that's not good enough. Hey, you've got a great voice, but try this track or try these lyrics instead.
Right.
Do some artist development with these artists, because if you're just recording whatever they're rapping about or whatever they're singing about, then you're promoting this watered down music industry rather than actually saying, look at where things started. I mean, I was actually thinking about this morning. If you look at hip hop and rap and when it started, it was these guys were finding an escape from what they were physically having to do to survive, to feed their families, and it made it to mainstream high-class white people. Not that that it wasn't for them originally, but it was just an outlet for these guys to do, and it went big. And if you look at where it was in the 80s and where it is now, some of it still has relevance, some of it still has some power, but the content and passion for escape or whatever has gone down. Now it's all about how to treat women or making money.
Yeah.
So I think the content there isn't as good.
I'm gonna be right back with y'all. Give me 1 second, and back at you, A-Sean TV. 1.
Believe that. We hold more weight than a levy. Believe that. We're top down and Joe burning in the Chevy. Believe that. We tow blocks and ain't afraid to pop. Believe that. We're Orange County and kill walk in mine. Believe that. We hold more weight than a levy.